and welcome back to Monica's Place. This is the last part of the three-part series where I'm going to show you how to alter some everyday items into treasured keepsakes. And on this episode, we're going to alter this Band-Aid tin into this great little mini card set. So we're going to start with this plain tin. These are available at different scrapbook sites. I got mine at savvyandsassy.com. The first thing you're going to want to do is to paint the top of the tin and then open it up and paint about 1/4 to 1/2 inch all the way around in your desired color. Okay, I've got my painting done. I also painted along the bottom edge too, because the next step we're going to do, we're going to place some printed paper around the midsection, and I didn't want to go right to the bottom with my printed paper. So what you're going to want to do is measure the circumference around your tin and the height of the tin and cut a piece of printed paper that size and glue it on. I have my piece of printed paper cut out for the circumference of the tin. I'm just going to go ahead, like I've shown in other programs, just inking all around the edge. I'm now going to take my ATG adhesive gun and apply some adhesive to the strip of printed paper. I've got my adhesive all applied to the paper. The best place to start to gluing it on is the middle of the back of the tin. Then you can kind of hide your seams. So just go ahead and wrap your paper all the way around. I've chosen a coordinating piece of polka dotted paper for the midsection of the tin. And I'm going to try something a little different for this box. I picked up this curvy ruler for $1 at the school supplies. I think it was in Staples, and they had a whole bunch of school supplies, and I thought this was kind of fun. So what you do is these rulers can bend any way you want them. I'm going to find a curvy shape, turn my piece of paper on the wrong side, lay the curve down, trace it, and cut it out and use that for my mid piece. And see how I laid that ruler down and I just kind of traced along this curvy line. I'm going to cut this line out and just use one of these pieces for the front of the box. There, this piece looks the most interesting, so I'm going to ink it up with the green again and go ahead, apply adhesive, and glue that to the front of the tin. I think that looks really funky and fun. Now we're going to go ahead and take some rub-on letters and write the words cards, just like we did on our original tin. There, I love the way that turned out. I picked up these kind of whimsical letters at my dollar store, and they go great with this polka dotted background. I'm going to go ahead and use my Crop-A-Dile to add some eyelets to the top edge of the tin here, one in the middle and one on either side. There actually is a little notch here where the tin opens and closes, so I'm going to use that as my center. Turn my Crop-A-Dile this way using the biggest hole, the 3/16, and punch a hole. I took a ruler and measured out 3/4 of an inch from the center in one direction and the other, and I'll go ahead and punch those holes now too. I chose a chocolate brown eyelet to coordinate with the chocolate brown in the polka dots. I'm going to go ahead and add the last eyelet right now. Pop it into the hole. Take the Crop-A-Dile, give it a squeeze, and we're done. Look how cute this is turning out. I'm just going to add a final element to the outside of the tin. It's some Pebbles ink ribbon. It's again polka dotted with little tiny yellow dots in the orange ribbon. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that right under those eyelets. Now to finish our little tin off, just go ahead and tie some fiber or some ribbons or anything you want from the little handle. Our tin is finished. I think the ribbons just added a great little touch to this. You can store this simply sitting on your desk, or you can add some magnet strips to the back here and store it right on your fridge front. I cut my cards in strips of 2.5 by 7. folded them in half, which leaves me with a 3.5 by 2.5 little mini card that fits just perfectly in that tin. I then took my corner rounder and rounded all 4 edges of the card. I think there should be some unifying element to the cards. In the tin, for this particular tin, I made 6 different cards. I've made 5 out of my 6 cards to go in my tin. There's 3 unifying elements: a stamped message, some printed paper, and some ribbon. On this one I did a bit of a blocking technique behind the stamped image, glued ribbon on either side. This one tore the edge of the paper, added ribbon, and stamped my message. On this one, there's the stamped paper, the ribbon along the middle, and the stamped message. This one I stapled my ribbon to the end of the congratulations stamped message, and I used my circle punch to put some circles on the page. This one I just love. I have this diaper rubber stamp, so I stamped it and then added a little tiny little safety pin, and then stamped the words hugs and kisses all over the piece of paper before I used my tag punch and punched that out, and then again added my ribbon element. Now for the last one, I want to show you this great technique I learned at Scrap Fest this weekend from Fontworks. You take some random strips of printed paper and glue it down on a piece of white cardstock. There, you can see my white cardstock down here, so I just glued the strips just randomly onto the white cardstock. Now I'm going to take this rubber stamp, which is kind of like a picture frame stamp. You could use an oval, you could use a square, rectangle, doesn't matter. Just ink it up in black and stamp it over top of the paper strips. You will get something that looks like that. What you're going to do is cut out around the black edges. Because my card is so small, I might have to cut away quite a bit of the black part. Completed my last card. You can see how I cut around the frame of the rubber stamp, and doesn't that just add the cutest thing on this little mini card? You might want to try that strip paper technique to use on a layout. You could use it as a photo mat or to do some journaling on. I've got my final card all ready for the mini card set. This would make a great hostess gift or something just to keep in your office desk when you need that special little greeting card. Thanks for joining me on this creative journey where we altered everyday items into treasured keepsakes. My next episode will be sponsored by Memories in Motion, where I'm going to create a wonderful chipboard album, and then I'll be giving away a full kit at the end of the program, so please tune in.